Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogbot333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4000 Week Reich. Now, last time we opted in 1000 Week Reich, we opted into the nation of India. We kept Mr. Boza in power and ended up kicking some serious hiney. We reunited the Indian subcontinent, took out the RSS, Bengal, all those little princely states, and ended the video in the series taking out Pakistan and Burma to restore the borders of the old British Raj. So, it's a good amount of fun. But it is time to move on. So, we're going to be doing another Russia game. I know, a big shot out for Mr. Dogboat to play Russia. I'm going to go forward, and you have a bunch of these guys over here, of course. But we're not going to be playing any of them. We'll select Mr. Demonetization over here. But we're going to select the Reich Commissariat Moscovian, and we're going to start playing as them. So, we'll just go ahead and start. We're not going to stay as them, but that's who we're starting as. Because we're going to be playing one of the breakaway states, namely the ROA. So, let's go ahead and get her started. Also get my timer going. We're filming this live on Twitch. Twitch chat, you can go ahead and say hello. I will also go ahead and mention, gotta do a little bit of e-begging right now, so bear with me. It is September, so if you want to support me, subbing over on the Twitch, good direct way to do it. It's just for all the YouTube people, I guess Twitch people. I already gave you this pitch, so, you know, do with that as you will. But, yeah, no pressure if you can't. I just want to be able to eat, so if you can't do that, that'd be great. So, looks like we got 10 old divisions, which is, I don't know what else to expect. Go ahead and get Hans von Salmuth, and for a general, wait, Walter Weiss, Walter, what are you doing, Walter? I gotta go Walter Weiss. We only have one research slot. Holy fuck. That is bad. Here's what we are going to do. We'll work on construction. I should probably pull up the initial states that we start off with. And figure out what to build up there. But I'm kind of too lazy to do that. So, instead, we'll build a dockyard. I'm not playing the most optimally, I admit. When will this be done? 53. Well, we don't have much time to do anything anyway. And I imagine things are going to get worse before they get better. So, we'll just build a dockyard for now. Build rifles, so we'll build rifles. That's the only thing we really need. So we'll just build a lot more rifles. So let's go ahead and see who we got and what we got to deal with. We're led by Siegfried Kascha, a general officer of the Sturmabteilung. Siegfried Kascha avoided most SA officers' fate, barely dodging death by pleading to Hermann Göring. Later on, Kascha secured the position of Moscovian Reich Commissar with his pandering and politicking towards the German High Command. Kascha has been using the SA as his means of oppression within Moscovian, favoring them as over the typical security departments. Kascha is ruthless in breaching production quotas, having zero sympathy towards any non-Germans living in his fiefdom, known as the Reich Commissar Moscovian. McCad, it's so good to see you, my friend. How are ya? I'm doing well myself. Thanks for asking. So we got a couple issues that we're starting off with. First off, Nazi colonial repression. Goodbye monetization. Nazi administration of the eastern colonies, or Reich is incredibly harsh, with most of the local people deemed of inferior race and actively excluded from society, enslaved, and many cases shot or worked or starved to death. These new territories are being prepared for future German settlements. So that just gives us horrible debuffs all around. Then we also have the toiling of the enslaved, which gives us even worse debuffs, although consumer goods and trade resource gain efficiency is alright. While the Archaic Moscovian isn't a specialist colony with specific resources to serve Germany, Moscovian functions as the Eastern European factory of the Reich, having hundreds of slave workshops operating around the clock throughout the region. These workshops produce a great amount of material for conglomeration and state entities, such as mining material and providing cheap labor. Doing pretty good. Good to hear. New motherboard and modernized. Got keyboard and modernized. Got the motherboard today. Most of the rest of the parts are coming Tuesday. The power supply. CPU's 7 to 14 days. A little annoying on the CPU, but I mean, at least with the power supply, you can start building it from there. You can just start screwing it, and eventually, just put in the CPU last or whatever order you need to. Next, we have heavy partisan activity. On the very edge of the German world, Muscovian is under constant threat from the hostile locals. Muscovian's garrison is stretched to its limit since in every part of the Reich Commissariat, partisans resist German authority, challenging the German administration in every opportunity. Then we have uneasy collaboration. To aid the German administration in controlling this vast territory, a number of collaborative organizations were established. While administrative organizations were also formed, military organizations became the most influential and dominant, such as the Russian Liberation Army, ROA, and the Russian National Liberation Army, RONA. While these groups are supposedly loyal to Germania, their members are often viewed as unruly and unreliable. To add fuel to the fire, these Russian collaborators are often at odds with one another, creating an additional layer of chaos on top of the already fragile system. Kind of rough. Now we have the Nordic Colonization program. An initiative encouraged by the higher echelons of Nazi Party, the Nordic Colonization program is aimed to encourage settlers from Nordic countries to some remote parts of Muscovia with financial incentives. Since the inception of this program, the Quisling regime in Norway has been sending non-threatening political dissidents to participate in this program, even establishing a ministry to control the program with the approval of the Muscovian government. Besides Norwegian participation, Finnish and Swedish volunteers have also settled in Muscovia in the hopes of gaining wealth or the desire for new life and adventure. So we're getting a whole 25 manpower every week. Very useful, clearly. Let's see if I recognize any of these guys. We have that guy. Super Goods Factories is not good. Alfred Meyer. That name sounds familiar, but I don't know why. Eric von den Bach-Zawelski. No idea who that is. And Wilhelm von Alvorden. A little bit of extra political power, which is okay. We're actually doing okay on political power, though we haven't selected national focus, so that helps. Well, got a small little focus tree. I think this gives us just enough time before the Civil War breaks out, which if that does not break out, that's going to be unfortunate. Not for restart, but Shaky Pills and Muscovian. Germany's most eastern and largest Reich Commissariat is held together by very little and running on a shoestring budget. Also, Mike, I'm going to need to, excuse me. I'm ready to play. I know the deal. I will need some help with some thumbnails. I know Jaden's away on vacation, so if you could help me out, good sir, I'd appreciate it. I'll talk to you about that soon, if you accept this mission. Mission, if you choose to accept it. Anywho, so, let's talk about my week. Guess something funny we can start off with. I started looking for a job at my new college. You could have taken them, man. Weak. Anyway, I started looking for a new job at my college just because I spent a fair bit of time there. Well, I'll go ahead and read this and come back to that. Ever since the establishment of the Reich comes on Muscovian, partisan and terrorist movements of all stripes sprouted through the land, making governance of the colony is a titanic task. But German garrisons, both Wehrmacht and Schutzstaffel, were not enough to cope with the demand for pacification brigades and anti-partisan operations in the region. There came the KNOR, short for the Committee for the Liberation of the People of Russia. Russian men willing to work with the colonial administration. These armies of natives made it easier to fight terrorist groups while relieving a substantial weight off the German army's back. Inside the KNR resides three main groups: the RLA, led by Sergei Bunyachenko, the RNPA, led by Sergei Ivanov, and finally the RNLA, led by Bronislav Kaminsky. We have to admit it, without the KNR, rule Muscovian would be excruciatingly difficult, if even possible. Interesting. Next we'll do our reluctant allies. Well, when we thought the Soviets, there were many who were willing to side with us as well as their evil. However, now that the Reds have been defeated, our alliance grows far more tense. Anyway, so I'm looking at work at my college. One, because it works well with my schedule, and two, it's okay pay, and I can choose my hours pretty decently. No weekends, but I want to be up at home for that. So started looking at jobs, and I saw an application. I gotta pull up the exact name of it because I keep forgetting it. I think it was, what was it? Do I not have the picture? This is unfortunate. I think I posted it on one of my Discords. Well, Fear is not able to attend via Ostreifen. The Minister of Propaganda, Josef Goebbels, represented the Führer and held a grand speech in his honor. Goebbels stated that the prosperity of the German people must be achieved through the strong cooperation and the will of the frontier settlements, clarifying the role of the Reich Commissars for the continued prosperity of Greater Germany and unity amongst all Aryan people in the world. The start of the Ostreifen truly shows the glory of Germany to the world. Thank you, Goebbels. So, I was looking through the page, and one of the job listings they had was a artist figures model. I'll explain what that is in a second. Well, the Ostreifen seeks to discuss both industry and military. Under the directive from the Führer Albert Speer, seek to integrate both subjects into one. The conference verified the importance of the war economy in the Reich Commissars and their part on securing the outskirts of Greater Germany, and how they play a continued significant role in the German military economy as a whole. Prospect. An extra military factory. That is nice. So it is... Jesus, come on. Okay. The main task of the RKs is to Germanize the new lands. The Reich Commissars, the Ostreifen, urge all Reich Commissars to speed up the Germanization settlement projects and expand the Aryan race throughout Europa. After the delegates made their statements for the Germanization efforts were reformed, the Reich Commissars promised to start joint operations on Germanization for Deutschland. So, I saw that artist figures model, and I was thinking, oh, is that what I think it is? And so I looked at the job description, and one of the duties that it has a duty. Oh Jesus, we have a lot of stuff. Hydrogen bombs, trading policies. Large Commissars such as Ukraine have rich resources that can supply the Aryan people. Germany demands the Reich Commissars extract and export extra resources to the Reich and fuel the German economic machine. The delegates from the Reich Commissars have sworn their loyalty and promised Germania their resources will be put to good use for the Aryan race. Resources for the Reich. And then we have loyal and disloyal. Inside of the Committee for Liberation of the Peoples of Russia resides several varied groups. Each one has a different grade of loyalty to the Reich Commissariat. The RA, led by Bunyachenko, is composed of former Soviet POWs who wish for better life conditions at the expense of acidly collaborating with us. They have a strong rivalry with the RNA. The RNNA, led by Ivanov, was born way before the war back in 21. Ivanov himself is a white emigre who joined the Nazi Party in 42. The RNNA became an official fighting force inside of the many Russian collaborator armies. Last but not least, there's the RONA, spearheaded by Bronislav Kaminsky, formerly a mere military police unit. The RNA received generous support from Himmler and the SS, eventually growing into a giant inside the KNR. I'll have to do something about them. Let's work on Kaminsky, the Golden Boy. Bronislav Kaminsky's RNA is perhaps the most reliable and pro-German organization in the government. We must see to it that he receives adequate resources. So I'm looking at this job description, and it has, some duties. And it says they include, but are not limited to, serve complete modeling sessions as required by faculty members. I'll go through the list real quick before we get to that. Modeling sessions take place in art studio classes setting with 1824 students. Paint solvents, clay, and other art materials will be used during modeling sessions. And the most interesting part of it, modeling is done primarily undraped, parentheses, nude, unparentheses, in a professional and caring environment. It's nude modeling. And it pays $20 an hour. That is incredibly funny to me, personally. I think that is funny as hell. And it pays $20 an hour. And as a wise man once said, $20 is $20. So I don't know if I'll get it, but I might as well, give it a shot. We'll see what happens. The Ostreffen has ended. Thankfully can stop interrupting me. After a few weeks of the Grand Conference, it's finally come to an end. Albert Speer thanks the Reich representatives in the name of Germany for their attendance and dedication to the future of the German peoples. After a feast between German officials and the Reich delegates in Danzig Hall, the delegates were sent home, and the Ostreffen have come to an end. What a conference. You can't really beat that? I don't think you can, no. And I mean, Mr. Research. We'll do Hochtifa. I don't know. I think that would be a different. The Free French actually won. That's interesting. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I don't usually see De Gaulle win, at least in the past couple of games, so it's neat to see him. Norway is stuck under Terboven. A little sad, but what are you going to do? I mean, it would be different, but, college is a time for experimentation. So, plus I can say that I stripped to make my way through college. And that is entirely accurate. A little deceiving, but still accurate. So, I might do that. I'm also looking at some other jobs, so it's not, if that doesn't end up working out, it might be kind of sad, but what are you going to do? Let's do, you have to take the job. Share your ween with the world. McKed, thank you for the sub, my friend. Helping out with September. I appreciate it. Gotta get that discount, man. Let's do Great Pretenders. The RNNA is one of the organizations which makes up the collaborationist political system, and it is the weakest, though it works alongside the ROA. They are fascist monarchists seeking to restore the Romanov dynasty. That may or may not be who we're going with. But I mean, you already know by the thumbnails by the time this is uploaded, but I guess that's a spoiler for Twitch people. And if you disapprove of that, listen, I'm a college student. I need to make my way through college, so don't just disapprove. Support. And that brings me to September. I'm probably gonna become this is probably getting very, very obnoxious, but so I'll ease off on that for at least this recording session. Germania Metro, interesting. We're... Ooh. Well, only my second... Yeah, shit. I mean, you've been around for a while, but gotta fix it. Hey, man. You're on the right track to fixing it. So I realize we have decisions. No, we don't. We're receiving reports of a bombing at the RNNA headquarters. The bombing, which occurred during a lunch break, injured 3, none seriously. We must investigate the issue. Some have suggested that we begin an immediate investigation, public investigation, while others suggest that doing so for such a minor incident would only further embolden whoever did this crime. What should we do? Let's launch an immediate investigation. Increase power will be ROA and RONA, which we want, I think, the RNNB to have more power. So, I think that works out for us. Okay, I almost forgot. I need to do a new focus. Old unreliable. The ROA is the strongest collaborations organization. However, as of late, they've been particularly unreliable. Egyptian Revolution of 52. But yeah, looking at a couple other jobs. Realize I've really needed another job because I'm doing theater again, which is going to be a lot of fun. It also means I got to drive. And since I stayed down at my college, or not at my college, but nearby it, it's up being a long-ass drive. Like, I have a 160-mile days, mile days some days. I don't know what that's kilometers, but needless to say, long-ass drives some days. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to sign off for the YouTube people real quick. Short chat, you hang in there. Thanks for watching. As always, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content featured, hit that sub button for uploads weekdays, as well as occasionally Saturdays. Having comments, feedback, concern, leave in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get and appreciate any all feedback you might have for me. If you want to chat, play games, anything of the sort, check out my Discord down link below. If you want to see me just do a sort live, check out my Twitch. Also, it's September, so send a sub my way. Even if it's not September, Twitch Prime is free sub. If not, you know, still $5. You know, you got options here. You got options. Totally optional. No pressure. Maybe slight pressure, but you know, you don't have to. It's not mandatory by any means. You can also donate over Patreon if you want to donate a different way. And if you want to see me do non-game related content, I have a second channel, which is down in the description box below, along with all those other links. Thanks always for watching, ladies and gentlemen. My name has been Mr. Dogbot333. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.